Hey guys, it's GameFacer and welcome to episode 1 of my new Dortmund Career Mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be starting off a new season, a new career mode, as you guys voted for Dortmund in the poll I did a couple of days ago now. Basically, you guys absolutely smashed it, and I think it was over 400 votes in total, and about 220 odd of them were just on Dortmund, so it was about 56% I think in the end voted for Dortmund, the rest obviously on the other teams that you could select from. So Dortmund won it by an absolute mile in the end. You guys absolutely smashed it on the vote, so thank you all so much for that. Looking forward to the new series and the new season as well, and sort of getting things underway. New transfers are being brought in now. This is the team we have to work with, so really looking forward to actually playing with these guys and see how we get on this season. Trying to challenge Bayern, obviously, and trying to win as many trophies as we can in the season or seasons that we are here at Dortmund for. So looking forward to it. Before we get into things, if we could try and hit 100 likes on the first episode of this new career mode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't decided to hit it yet. I'd really appreciate you going ahead and doing that. It's completely free, and you can keep up to date with the new episodes when they come out. Let's crack on with today's episode. No pre-season tournaments. We're not going to do that. I like to try and get on with things as quickly as possible. So we're going to take a look at transfers. We're going to take a look at players to sell, if any, to be honest. Sometimes I like to keep the team fairly realistic, so we might not necessarily do too much of that. But we'll take a look now at our players that we have and whether we do need to try and sell anybody. Okay, so I'm actually quite impressed with this squad. I think we've got a good set of players, particularly in midfield and attack. I don't think we really need to do too much. I think it's just defence we're going to take a look at. I want to bring in another centre-back. We currently have Socrates, Toprak, and the new signing, I think he's a new signing anyway, but he's one of the younger players that I think they brought in fairly recently. Akanji, I think is how you pronounce his name. Again, correct me if I'm pronouncing some of these names wrong, but he could be a good option for us, but I think he'd be a fourth option rather than a third, so I want to try and bring another centre-back so we have cover there. So I think that's the first thing we're going to do. Obviously, you can play Piszczek there, you can also play one of the left-backs in there as well, like Schmelzer, but to be honest, I want an out-and-out centre-back there. And maybe need to look at the left-back situation a little bit, and by that I just mean getting rid of one of them, because we have three left-backs. I mean, Guerrero for me will probably play more midfield or a little bit further forward on the left-hand side, so we'll wait and see anyway. I don't think there's going to be any need in the first window to make drastic changes. If you have any suggestions, obviously please leave them in the comments section below, but we're going to go on the hunt for a centre-back now, and we're also maybe in the future going to look at the goalkeeper situation as well. Two goalkeepers with 12 months left on the deal, one of which is 36 years old. Weidenfeller, I think, will probably leave at the end of the season. That's probably going to be the plan for him. And then Riemann is obviously someone who can't really be that second choice. So what we might have to do is bring another goalkeeper. That might be this window, it might be January. We'll, again, wait and see on that one. We won't jump into anything too quickly. I like to see your suggestions in the comments section, but we'll take a look at a centre-back to begin with, and we'll see how we get on with that. And so I've only really listed one player, and it's just this guy who's 56 overall, 20 years old, doesn't look good enough, and so we are going to try and get rid of him. Other than that, there's been no other listings just yet, but again, it could happen very, very soon. Okay, so I've scouted a lot of different players. Actually, there's loads of centre-backs that I quite like the look of. We're going to wait maybe a week or so and just wait and see what sort of overalls those guys come back as, and then I'll go through them and show them properly. We'll quickly take a look at our objectives. I think it's important, obviously, to kind of get a feeling of what the board want me to achieve this season. And so youth development, they've got as a medium objective, grow one youth academy player by at least 10 overall points. As soon as they've grown, play them in 10 matches, either as a sub or part of the starting 11. So something that we are going to try and do if possible, set up a scout in a second. Brand exposure is critical, earn basically £106 million earnings from shirt sales, near enough anyway, within one season. So that's a critical one to try and do. We should be able to do that pretty much. Financial one is a long-term one for 2 seasons. Increase the club worth by 15%. Again, should be fairly doable. And then in terms of domestic success, again, critical priority. Then we're to finish in a Champions League place. We should be able to do that. Reach the quarterfinals, which is a little bit strange. I think that's the domestic trophy here, which I expect us to go a little bit further than quarters, to be honest. But our long-term objective is to within 2 seasons, win the Bundesliga as well. That's certainly something I'm going to try and do. And then Continental, they want me to reach the semi-finals of the Champions Cup. So again, some tough objectives, especially across many different competitions. So it's going to be an interesting challenge. We've got £75.89 million to spend, basically 76 million. I've given us a 60% increase on the budget, so this covers us now for summer as well as the January transfer window. Let's take a look at some scouts. Let's try and bring in some scouts if there's any decent ones to be had. And I think we'll bring in pretty much these two guys here. I think is probably what the best option is. I usually like to sort of send a couple of scouts out, try and get some decent players in. So we'll obviously scout Germany. That's going to be the main priority for the first run. We'll go 9 months. I usually like to go any, although I do sometimes go technically gifted, which is tempting, but I think we'll go any just to get a range of different players. And we can actually get a 4-star, 5-star Romanian guy, so we'll bring him in as well, and we'll try and scout a different area this time. Okay, so we're going to scout Poland. Obviously, they've had a few decent Polish players throughout the years, and so we are going to try and scout them and see how we get on from Poland. We'll just quickly check whether there's another one or not. I don't want to spend loads of cash, but There is a Dutch guy which is tempting to bring in, but for now we'll just set up Germany and Poland. If you have any other suggestions for places where we should scout, then let me know in the comments section, and maybe we could do that next episode. But for now, those two will do, and they will come back with the reports every first of the month, I think, so that's good. And yeah, let's crack on. Let's sim a little bit further. We'll wait for the scout reports to come back. And in fact, we'll also do some training as well. We'll get that set up. Okay, so let's scout these 5 players. I think there's quite a clear contingent of sort of young players in this squad, and so we are going to try and get them growing a little bit. Some players will be dropped out of these drills, and we'll basically try and double up on some players at times as well. But for now, we'll just kind of go across the board, 1 drill for each of these 5 players. Not expecting anything this week, but certainly over the next couple of weeks and months, we'd hope for some really good growth from these guys. But like I say, I'll bring in Isaac maybe for a second drill, Pulisic to do a couple of drills as well, and we'll change it up whenever I can remember. We do have some scout reports to take a look at here. I've scouted loads of players, that's why we've got already 7 emails back. I was very impressed by the amount of good centre-backs, particularly left-footed ones as well, to choose from, so I don't think we're going to have any issues there. This was one guy from Hoffenheim. Now, I've got to be careful what clubs I sign players from. I'm obviously at a risk here of treading over a few toes in terms of signing from rival clubs and things. From that side of things, I might be a little bit unrealistic, so apologies about that. I don't know about all the rivalries in the Bundesliga. But we are going to take a look at this guy because he certainly looks an interesting player. Great sprint speed, as well as being 6'4", would be a great third-choice centre-back to have in the team. 80 overall, and will be quite an interesting player, actually. Certainly one I'm going to really take a serious look at. Long pass looks good as well if you need to do that from a centre-back. Strength looks good, so he's certainly going to be added to the shortlist, but there's loads of players to go through. This Sané guy looks impressive. We'll have a look. 80 overall again. Another big player, really, really big player, 6'5", will be a fantastic asset in the squad. So there's going to be loads and loads to go through here. And again, there's some that are more well-known, like Stasic. Obviously, he's going to be a little bit more pricey, but he's also left-footed, which would be quite nice to have in here. Before putting any bids for centre-back, so we are going to quickly have a look at some more emails, similar a couple more days. We've got a bid in for one of the players that we transfer listed, £110,000. If I was 140, we're just going to let him go, basically, free up a space in the squad. Hopefully something can be agreed there. Another scout report this time for Hugma. A player that's obviously not quite fully developed yet. He's 19 years old, 71 overall, so he certainly wouldn't be a third choice, but an interesting player, not one that I'll be signing this season though. To be honest, I think we might have our 5 players here that I'm going to have shortlisted and take a proper look at. This guy's obviously 30 years old, so maybe not the preference for us. And Decore's a guy that we're still waiting, I think, another day or 2 to get a report back from him, but I think he's unlikely to be good enough to be a third choice centre-back. So I think it's really between these 3 guys. Very impressed with them. Look how big that guy is. That is madness. Really, really tempting to bring him in. He also plays a holder midfielder, which would be quite nice. In fact, the other guy, Sané, can as well. But some really good players, some great options. I think the Stasic might just be a little bit too pricey for us. That could be a more expensive one to bring in, because obviously more well-known, but he is also at the same time left-footed. We'll do some more play drills, though, this week, and we've seen Pulisic go to 80 overall, which is great news, already growing in just the second week. Decided to just wait a couple more days, so we've got every single scout report back, so we can make a proper decision. Now we can actually decide which centre-back we are going to bring in. A couple more scout reports to take a look at. I think these are younger guys that aren't going to be as good, so certainly not going to be in consideration for a third-choice centre-back. We'll get rid of them and we'll just focus on the 2 or 3 players that we're looking at before. It's just difficult to know exactly which one's the right guy to go for. Obviously both the same overall. One guy's 6'4", the other's 6'5", both left-footed actually, which I've not realised, I've forgotten about that. And good pace on them as well, to be fair. I mean, Sané's tempting. He looks very good standing tackle and heading accuracy. I think Sané just about edges it. I think we're going to go for him. He's from Hanover. He's a little bit cheaper, but his wage is actually slightly more than the other guy that we're looking at. We're going to go for him as well. And I've got more chance of pronouncing his name right as well. That's the main reason. We're going to approach to buy. Hopefully going to be getting a good deal for him. I want it to be less than 20 million. We'll wait and see. Sometimes prices can escalate quite a lot, but I'm hoping for it to be less than that anyway. Let's go for an offer transfer fee. It's really difficult to know what to start out at so they don't leave the room, but we'll go 16, submit the offer. I think we're going to be thereabouts, hopefully anyway. Let's see what they say. I think that's a fair offer. Okay, let's go straight to the wage then. Maybe a bit overpaid by a couple of £1 million, but it shouldn't be too bad. He's currently on a 3-year deal, I think, as well. 41.5 grand. Let's negotiate his wage now. Okay, so first of all, go for the squad role. I think important first team players fair on him. 80 overall. It's going to be the third choice, so he'll be in and out of the team. That's what they're hoping for, so we'll go ahead with that. And 5-year deal, okay. I'm happy to accept a 5-year deal. Will he want any sort of release clause? Hopefully not. We're going to, yes, okay, that's good. Now it's the wage, 71 grand is a lot, as well as a signing-on bonus and the clean sheets bonus. Okay, he's asking for a lot actually on that side of things. Okay, so some slight tweaks. I've improved his signing on bonus marginally, but I've reduced his wages and reduced, in fact, given the clean sheets bonus at 15 games. So it's only slight tweaks, but just trying to slowly sort of grind that down a little bit. And we have done successfully, but again, very, very slightly. And we'll take that wage, 70 grand. Slightly knocked off there. But we can agree to that. It's a 5-year deal. He joins us. That's fantastic news. Brought on a new centre-back there. Like I say, he'll be a third choice. He'll replace the likes of Ginter and also one of the other younger centre-backs, which I think Dortmund sold. It might have been Sarr or something. So he'll replace that hole that was found in the squad. Really impressed by his stats. And he's got a little bit of potential about him, I hope, as well. But of course, he is obviously into the main sort of years of his career. And he'll now go onto the bench for us. But again, 6'5", he can play the whole midfielder. He's going to be good for us, I hope. And the only other position I can see being a real issue is maybe a striker. If Batshuayi gets injured, then we could have an issue there. Obviously, we've got Isaac who can play up there. We've got Schürrle who can play there. Pulisic, I think, and is it Pulisic or is it Philippe, actually? Yeah, I think it's Philippe who can also play there. So we do have those guys that can play there, but they're not out-and-out strikers, and so that's the only other position where I'm kind of questioning whether we do bring another player just to cover. Again, Royce can probably do a good job up front, to be fair. So that might be one position that we look at. Maybe, again, you can leave your suggestions in the comments section below about players that are going to feel quite realistic to slot into the squad there. Obviously, Aubameyang gone is a huge hole that we're still trying to fill if we can. Transfer talks breakdown. A little bit gutted about that one. I was hoping we could get rid of him. It might be the case we just release him if he isn't sold. Another transfer offer in for him. It's even less this time round. Again, we'll just accept and move on. And, a bid in for... Whoa. What's happened here? What's happened here? I've not been told about this. Arsenal have matched his release clause. When were you going to tell me about this? Well, has this literally just happened? It's just happened today. And they've still not told me. We have to sign new contracts because I want him to stay. I like Guerrero. There was one thing I did forget to check, to be honest, was release clauses. So that's something we are going to go look at after we've dealt with this one here. We are going to try and sign Guerrero up to a new deal. He's currently on a 3-year contract. We're going to continue with the important role. And we're going to try and increase that to a 4-year contract if possible. He's asked for 5, so we'll happily take that. And hopefully we can stop him from going to Arsenal. So let's, again, discard a release clause. Very happy to hear about that. Glad to see that he doesn't want one. That takes out the £25 million one, which is ridiculous, really. And let's move on now to his wage. How much he's going to want? This is the difficult bit. No doubt he's going to want a decent amount, though. We'll go with 60 grand. I'm hoping we're thereabouts. It's difficult to know how much we're going to increase it by. 44. Okay, he wants a decrease. I'm totally fine with that. If he wants a decrease, that's fine by me. Appearance fee as well isn't that much. 20 appearances. I'm happy to do that. This is a brilliant deal for us. Almost too good to be true. We're not even going to bother to waste time negotiating. I'll take that. I'll snatch his hand off. Something I'm going to do is go through the squad now because I've got to make sure there's no other release clauses that are going to surprise us in the near future. Got to make sure there's no, good players that could leave us here. £12.3 million for him. That's a little bit frustrating, is that I'd hope to try and get rid of that release clause as well. 32.8. Again, you don't want these sort of release clauses. This isn't good news that we've got that in the squad. It sounds like there's a lot of players as well by the looks of it. Maybe that's where most of the budget will go, to be honest, for this window, because there's a lot of players there that could easily have their release clauses matched. Another transfer offer in here for one of the players that we're trying to get rid of. Again, it's the same amount. It's from Yeovil Town this time, so it's an interesting approach. We are again going to accept it. And we'll wait and see whether any of them happen this time round. Transfer offer in here for Pulisic. It's from Inter Milan. No interest in getting rid of Pulisic. He's the future, really, for Dortmund. So we are going to reject the bid. It's not a fantastic offer. He still has to try and break into the team, though. That's something he's got to do a little bit. He's obviously competing with other more developed players in that position. And look at that. Transfer talks break down yet again. It's not going well for him. And this week we do have some player drills and players going up as well. Fantastic to see Sancho there go up, also our right back and the centre back as well. We're trying to both develop. It's impressive to see those go up after just a few weeks. Okay, so we've gone into the new month, now into August. We're getting very close to the game against Bayern Munich. We will probably just not have enough time for that game actually, which will be nice to hopefully try and compete for a trophy. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. We do have some scout reports to take a look at though beforehand. First of all, the Polish players that we're going to try and take a look at, and just one player from this crop of players that we've got this month. On to the Germans, and I think just one player from this lot as well. Only 3 players actually scouted, and I've got quite high standards, so we're not going to bring in anybody unless they've got a fairly decent potential. Transfer offer in here for Marco Reus, and it's an embarrassing offer. Barcelona, absolutely embarrassing. Just under £38 million. I mean, you can buy his right foot for that maybe, but Nothing more. We're going to reject it. Okay, so this game now against Bayern Munich, obviously both competing to try and win this trophy at the start of the season. This is the team I'm going to go with. It's just kind of the starting team. This is not what my team will be necessarily going to the first league game of the season, but it's just the team that we kind of got out in terms of best players and overall in those positions. So it's going to be Berkey starting in goal, Piszczek, Socrates, Toprak, Guerrero, Weigl, Kagawa and Goetze all in midfield there. Yarmolenko on the right hand side, Batshuayi and Royce obviously is the other players as well going forward. So we'll see how we get on with this. It could be changed. The formation might be tweaked slightly into a different 4-2-3. But this is the bench I've gone with. Plenty of youngsters on there. Pulisic could well be starting at some point, as could, Philip as well. So we'll wait and see. For now, this is going to be the starting 11. Hopefully it's enough to be able to compete and try and win this trophy. It's the Super Cup, so an important one for us to try and win to start off the season well if we can. It's going to be a tough game. Let's find out how we get on in our first game as Dortmund manager. For those of you new to the channel, maybe don't know what difficulty I play on, basically what I play on is Legendary, and then the sliders are in the favour of the opposition, basically. So we'll wait and see how we get on with those sliders. They benefit the opposition, make it slightly more difficult than Legendary, and so if that is that it's too difficult, too hard, then we can always sort of tweak those slightly. But for now, that's what I've kind of stayed on. It's the exact same difficulties that I've had on previous career modes. We've just kept them, and hopefully it gives us realistic games, realistic results as well. Let's find out. Let's play this game against Bayern Munich and hopefully get ourselves a victory. It's going to be hopefully a tough game as well. I want it to be competitive. Let's find out whether it is. Good chance for Bayern here. Lewandowski shoots, and I thought he'd scored. Really good chance for him. It's not even Lewandowski, it's Mats Hummels of all players. Just assumed it was Lewandowski in that sort of position. He does well to cut it back, but the strike on the left foot is put wide. Good start for Bayern inside the opening 11 minutes. Chance Lewandowski's ran through. We haven't defended very well there at all. Luckily, Berkey keeps it 0-0. Good chance Lewandowski. Bayern Munich certainly playing the better at the moment. We're struggling to get forward and create as well as I'd hoped. Ribery to deliver, and all beaten to it, but saved. Batshuayi playing it over there to Yarmolenko, trying to bring it down. If he can, he's still going. Have to go for the cross on his right foot. Good chance, and headed right to the goalkeeper by Goetze there. Good chance, but unfortunately saved by Manuel Neuer. Tough one to direct to the back of the net. And that's probably our best opportunity of the game so far. Good chance, and this time it's 1-0. Bayern Munich take the lead. I think it's Vidal that strikes it, hits it really well, to be fair to him as well. And they've taken the lead 27 minutes into this game. A little bit annoying, of course, but they have played the better football and have had the better chances, so I can't complain too much, but we don't close them down well enough there. Too many gaps open for him to just hit the top left-hand corner. It's 1-0, Bayern take the lead. Royce getting down his left-hand side, needs to get him involved a little bit more. Going to go for a cross now into looking for Batshuayi. Connects with it and had to be tipped over the bar. I thought it was just going to bounce over Neuer for a second, but good chance just before the break. I was hoping the connection would be better than that. Hits it down into the ground. Nearly went over the keeper, but was always, I think, going to get a hand to that. Still remains 1-0. Can we get an equaliser before half-time? Kagawa to deliver into the front post, but punched away. Backheeled now into Weigl. Weigl going for a cross. Royce, beaten to it. Another good chance. Another corner. Kagawa again to deliver. Go on, into the front post this time, trying to flick on. Goal kick. That's it for the first half, still losing the game 1-0, unfortunately. We are going to make a few slight tweaks to the formation at half-time. Maybe even a change, a substitution, not really too sure, but certainly to just try and change things tactically slightly. Formation needs to be tweaked. Okay, so a slight change to formation, just basically a 4-3-3 attack to allow Goetze and also Weigl to sort of control the whole of midfielder positions. And I'm also going to basically change the right back as well, take a Piszczek, bring on Toljan, I think is how I pronounce his name. He's a much faster right back, and Piszczek's been struggling with the pace of Alaba getting forward, and so we're going to go with that, see how we get on. There might also be room to bring on Pulisic very shortly as well, so yeah, going to have to try and tweak things a little bit, but this will obviously help going into the league games to try and sort of decide what our best starting 11 is. Batshuayi there into Yarmolenko, who's going to have to try and do something, needs some support on the right-hand side, inside to Batshuayi. Batshuayi playing the pass into Goetze into Royce. Royce looking for a shot. Oh, what a save. Batshuayi trying to keep it alive, but again, saved by Manuel Neuer. He was offside anyway, unfortunately, but good chance for us. Just about 30 minutes to go. I think Yarmolenko is going to come off here, and we are going to go, I think, with Pulisic on the right-hand side instead. We'll see what other changes need to be made, but for now, I'm fairly happy with the team. Maybe might bring Royce inside to play as a striker or centre attacking mid. Good chance, 2-0. Just won the game with that as well. What a hit that is, 2-0 with 25 minutes to go, and Toliso's got the goal. What a finish, incredible strike from miles away. I was not expecting that, but we didn't get out to them quick enough yet again. And it's this midfield and defence not quite working properly together just yet. Need to understand how to get that working a little bit better, get the right players in there, and hopefully get a better understanding, because yeah, it's not quite working out for us, and that's where we kind of lost the goals, to be honest, not closing them down properly. So, need to have a look at that for future games. Kikau's going to come off here, Royce will go at centre attacking mid, and the final change is going to be either Schürrle or Philippe. It's difficult to know who's best in that position. Very, very similar players. I'm going to go Andre Schürrle just about. It's very close, though. And he's going to play on the left wing for the final 25 minutes. Running out of time now. Need a goal fairly quickly. Well played, Batshuayi into Götze. Oh, that's more like it. We'll happily take that. That's the quick goal that we needed as well. 2-1. Straight from kick-off just 3 minutes later. And Götze scored from miles away. That's more like it. Batshuayi holds it up really well. Waits the right moment to play it. And he hits that fantastically. Really, really good hit. 2-1. Game on now. Very much a good chance of still getting something from this game. 20 minutes left to try and get an equaliser. All over to Pulisic. First we've seen of him so far. Good touch from him. Can he get the cross right into the back post for Schürrle? Tight angle, side netting. Hits it well, to be fair. It's on his left foot there, but it's always going to be a very, very difficult angle. And it's all right when you've got players like James Rodriguez on the bench to come on, isn't it? We obviously don't quite have that sort of level, but we are looking to try and improve the squad whenever we can. Good chance here, good ball into Royce. He's equalised for us, that's the goal we needed. And we've got ourselves the equalising goal with just 5 minutes to go. They're very happy to see that fly in. Great ball in. I think Pulisic might have been involved in that build-up play. It's difficult to tell. There's certainly somebody that came inside and just played on to Royce really nicely. It's a great finish. We found ourselves an equalising goal. I can't believe that. But look at this run. It's not actually, I think it might be Götze, or is it from midfield? Difficult to tell. Haven't quite got used to people's boots yet. I think it is Götze with the assist there. Royce with a good finish. 2-2. Got ourselves back in level terms. No idea how we've managed it because we were losing 2-0 just with 25 minutes to go and somehow we turned it around in 20 minutes. That's it, into extra time we go. 2-2 it finishes after 90 minutes. Very impressed with the fight back there. Obviously losing the game 2-0, very difficult to come back from. And in fact, it's straight to penalties. Was not aware of that. Maybe someone tell me next time. Wasn't prepared for that at all, but we'll wait and see now whether we are able to get ourselves the victory from the penalty spot. We'll wait and see now whether we've got the capabilities in the squad to be able to do that. Hopefully we do. We've quickly shifted things around and hopefully got our best penalty takers in the right positions. Götze's going to step up and try and hit the bottom left, hopefully. Save. No, it's gone in. I expected that to happen, definitely. Just about managed to open up the scoring with a goal there. Lewandowski now to take first of all for Bayern. And, you can't get any further in the top than that. That's incredible. Batshuayi to follow up. Can he follow that up? It's 1-1 for now and puts it wide. How has that happened? We've missed. This gives Bayern Munich the perfect chance to take the lead here through Vidal. It's a longer run-up. We're again going to go right. And he goes off the post. Well, we're being helped out massively by Vidal there. We're going to, this time, I think, try and go top left. But it's difficult to hit that sort of position. Go on. Oh, just about. It's not quite top, but it's above Neuer. That's the most important thing. James now to step up. Again, we're going to go right. No one's gone that way so far. He has this time, and we've saved it. That's put us in front just about. We need to score with Royce, though. Can we hit the bottom right here? It's a tough place to hit. And there we do. We just slide it home. Can we win the cup with a save here? This is a big one for us. It's going to be Frank Ribery to step up. A save or a miss here would obviously be enough to get us the victory. Can we do it? Oh, it sends us the wrong way. And now I think we have to score, is it? Yeah, we have to score. It's going to be Pulisic to step up and maybe get the winner. He's got to score from the penalty spot here, though. Can he hit the bottom left? We didn't manage it last time. We do this time, and we've won it against Bayern Munich. We've won ourselves the first trophy of the season, coming back from 2-0 down to then equalise at 2-2 and then win from the penalty spot. Very happy with that. And we do beat Bayern Munich. Very, very pleased to get ourselves the first bit of silverware in the first episode and the first game in charge. There's obviously a lot of improvements still to be made in terms of the right personnel being chosen, the right formations being chosen as well. We've also got, I think, got to bring another striker. Batshuayi's good and he's doing a fantastic job in real life, but I need, I think, someone just to bring off the bench just in case, which we didn't really have in today's game. We still managed to get ourselves the victory though, so I'm very happy about that. Just got a little bit lucky from the penalty spot. We were the first team to miss a penalty, so I was a little bit worried that Bayern would take control from that, but they did it in the end. We got ourselves the victory, and it's going to be now Socrates to lift the trophy as well. Very impressed with the Super Cup win to kick off the season. It obviously gives us a great start heading into the league games next episode. It's going to be Socrates to lift it in a second. I'm very, very happy to have beaten our big rivals, Bayern Munich, to this first trophy of the season. It's a massive trophy as well. And there we have it, Socrates to lift the Super Cup and gets us the first trophy of the season. Hopefully many more to come as well. Let's wait and find out. We are pretty much getting towards the end of today's episode now. But there are the trophy celebrations, and let's crack on. Very impressive fight back from us. Hopefully there's going to be a lot of that in this season, although ideally I'd like to be leading rather than the one having to fight back from going 2 goals down. So I'll quickly do some play drills before we end things here. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts about potentially getting a new striker in to try and help us out a little bit, and also other players as well, other suggestions, and maybe looking at the fullbacks again. I'm pretty happy with the young right back. He might fill in or take over from Piszczek, so maybe we don't need a new right back, but just curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. As ever, I'll read and reply as usual. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Hope you've really enjoyed it. If we could try and hit 100 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. The next episode won't be out tomorrow, it'll be the day after. Obviously now it's going to be between this career mode and the play career mode. We'll alternate things since this takes over from the Man City side. But yeah, don't forget you can also follow me on Twitter as well, at GameFaceHD, and on Instagram at GameFaceHD as well. The links to that is all in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and goodbye.